Mr. Alec Musa, welcome in to the worst vocals you'll ever hear on a Shot Quality live stream. I am your absolutely vocally decimated host, Justin Perry, and I'll be here with you with my good friend Alec Musa for a good 30 minutes talking a little bit about what you can expect from Shot Quality Live in March Madness. Moose, help me. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing? No, you don't talk too much. We're going to talk about the Shot Quality website for this beautiful March. We got a lot of stuff going on the site, and we're here to educate you. So without further ado, Justin, you got to talk again. Sorry.
Oh, I know. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I'm going to whisper a little. We're going to have a nice time. Very different from what we normally do around here. But we're just going to walk through the features today. We're going to talk a little bit about the March Madness primer, and Moose is going to help as much as he can. So Moose, we have the tools up on the site right now. So tell the people some of the things that are available this March here on Shot Quality Live, ShotQualityBets.com.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of it, is there's a lot. You see the, 6 green check marks there, and they all have a ton of value. No pun intended. Pun? Because one's called the value bracket. First and foremost, the score center, which is premium only. If you live under a rock, you haven't seen us use it too much, I guess. It is your go-to for all in-game scores up to the second, not the minute, up to the second. When a shot goes up, we calculate what the value is, and we compare it to the actual score. Just because a team gets off to a 15-3 run to start a game and the opposing team burns a timeout, go Knicks. That doesn't mean, based on the shots taken, it should be 15-3. We kind of look for the value there when they revert back to the mean per their data, whether that's defender location or historic data. And we try to make plays doing that. So that's just one thing we have. We have the value bracket as well. This is ready to rock. This is this year's value bracket. Yeah, it's got Duke. It's got Auburn.
Tonight. We'll have the value bracket set tonight. We're still researching.
Oh, it says to be yeah. Whoops. But yeah, it's ready. It's going to be ready to rock. And what we do there is just compare it to what everybody else is playing. And we try to show you value. We're not just going to go, everyone's picking 1 seed, so take the 16 seed. That's not how it works. But what we're looking for is maybe the 8-9 matchups based on the spread, where you can find value when we think a one should be knocked off based off of what other people are picking. Let's say you're in a really, really big tournament challenge. Well, it's really important to get the winner, but it's also really important to pick up value along the way. And that's what the value bracket does, is it tries to differentiate yourself from the other people that you play with. It's a lot of people. Why not just help yourself and put yourself in like the top 10% and then make some tweaks here to try to get the winning bracket. I had it the last couple of years. It worked well, but the champion's huge. You want to change the champion, change the champion. Other than that, it's a good way to go about it. Then the bracket builder.
You're gonna keep going? I like
you.
I'll jut in for a second. I'll make the people listen to my terrible voice as I put an ice cube into my tea so that I can drink it faster, so that my voice gets better. It went a mess. Don't have your favorite team win a championship the day before Selection Sunday. All right, it's just, especially when you work in this business, it's just not bright. I'm so stupid. I had to anyway. Yeah, so the March Madness bracket tool that you see here, I'm going to burn my tongue. Hold on. All right, tolerable. That helps. All right, the March Madness bracket tool. So essentially what you do here is you change the sliders, and it basically updates the bracket for you. So we'll come in here, we'll look at one side of the bracket. This is fully ready to go for members. So if you want to come in here and use that, you just can. It's ready now. It should be available on the site in the navigation in about an hour. But if you want to use it now and you are a member, the link address is just shotqualitybets.com/March-Madness-tool. And you can just change the sliders around. So let's say we want to build a bracket where we think, okay, you need some experience. You want to make sure they won some games this year. You think shooting a lot of threes matter. But you probably also want to play some good defense recently. You don't want to be in bad defensive form. You want to make sure you're not turning the ball over. Keep possession of that ball. Maybe the most important thing. Good shooting. Maybe make sure that the mid-range frequency We don't want too much mid-range frequency, but also we don't want to exclude Houston. I think shot quality net ranking is probably pretty important. And we've created something that likes Alabama. Maybe a little offensive rebounding percentage, bring Florida in there over St. John's. But this bracket has a nice Utah State run here over Tennessee. What do you think of that, Moose? Do you want to try out some combinations for the people with my annoying voice?
Yeah, so what I think about too is I try to look at history and see if maybe it can repeat itself for a third time. You had UConn there for a second, but when I think of those UConn teams, they've been old groups. Like Donovan Klingon, last year was their anchor at center. Year before that,
Klingon. I've never heard that one before, so good one.
Adam Sanogo and Jordan Hawkins. So you had two older guys there. You always had the transfer that came in. Noon. You had Noon for 2 years. You had Cam Spencer last year. You had a dude before him from San Diego. So let's do experience for a little bit. I do like my experience. It's top right. I do like 3-point shot quality, points per possession. Not so much the frequency, but can you hit it? So that's a good one. Let's go with free throw percentage. Hit the free throws. You're going to hear it a lot this weekend. I think shot quality net ranking's huge. Let's put that at like an 8. I'm a big fan of shot quality net ranking. And then let's do turnover percentage. Let's move that to 7. Offensive rebounding, like a 2.
Wow. Okay.
Shot quality defense, like a 6. Defense wins championships.
That offensive rebounding bit just put St. John's past Kansas and Texas Tech.
That's fine. Shot quality defense, huge. Let's put that one to 7.
Okay. Last 10 games. Yeah.
And offense, let's put that to like a 2. I care about defense. Who do I got? Oh, let's do shot quality shot making, a skill. Let's put that to 4. And win percentage to 3. I'm not going to get it to change much. I don't care about free throw rate.
Well, you can see, like, if you jacked free throw rate, it does change some stuff. If you wanted to see what happens when you do mid-range frequency, okay, we start seeing more from St. John's. UCLA makes a run.
What did I have? What did I have? If you put mid-range to 0.
Yeah.
I have the Zags winning it all, which is a hot pick in the 8-9 game to go on and beat the 1 seed. Who is it there? Duke?
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing that a lot. I mean,
Houston. Gonzaga beating Houston.
Ken Pom also has them in the top 10 of his rankings. So it's a very popular pick, very popular. It's not a double-digit team, double-digit seed, but a lot of people have them making a deep run. And then I have them playing UConn in the championship, a team that would be going for the 3rd title in as many years. So is it that crazy? Mizzou's a great team out of the SEC. One thing I do notice is you made yours, I made mine. Utah State was pretty popular. Just saying. Last year they won a game
some good traits, that's for sure.
They beat St. Mary's last year.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, let's do one more. We'll play around with one more. I think winning probably matters a lot, guys. I think if you win games, you probably should be predicted to win more games. Believe it or not.
True.
Shot quality net rating, the most important metric in the world. Sorry.
Yours looks already a lot more reasonable than mine.
It's also only 2 metrics. So experience, you need some, but it's a young man's game. And, a lot of these good teams are young. And I just don't think you want to give too much credit to experience. Shot quality, offense, and defense in the last 10 games. I care a lot more about defense like you do, but I want some offense. Mid-range frequency, I don't think matters. I'll give that a 5 as like an average. So I'd actually start by setting everything to a 5 instead of setting everything to a 0. And then we can move it around. And shot making at 5. I want some shot making. I do. I'm not super interested in mid-range frequency as maybe I used to be as a younger man, because teams that can hit mid-range shots and are comfortable going to it can get tough buckets in the tournament. So you want something in there. Free throw percentage really high. Need to be able to count on them. Turnover percentage, very important. Offensive rebound percentage, not as predictive. 3-point frequency, not as predictive. Free throw rate, and I'm happy. And of course, I have St. John's losing to Kansas.
Drake, you got the Drake in
Drake
the Elite Eight.
run, UConn run.
Maryland, another very popular team I've been seeing. North Carolina shutting up the haters, making the Sweet 16. Ooh.
Creighton beating Auburn. This one's crazy.
I've seen that one's a very popular one as well, but more so Louisville than Creighton. I've seen a lot of, as great as the 1 seeds have been from an efficiency standpoint in every analytical site and how great they were in the regular season, like just throw out the numbers. They got some players on their teams. I'm seeing a lot of upsets in brackets there's a lot of good teams this year. The 8-9 is loaded. Like you can argue for the Zags, top 10 in KenPom. You can argue for Creighton or Louisville. It's going to be interesting. Don't you dare put mid-range frequency at 10. Who we got winning? UCLA now? Okay.
How do I get St. John's into this stupid championship?
Put everything on 0, but shot quality defense. That might do it.
You think?
Yeah, maybe. Just saying.
I'm going to do it.
It's moving. We got them in the Final Four.
Yeah, we're in the Final Four, but how do we get? Yeah.
There you go. So free throw rate and offense didn't matter, or shot making didn't matter. Not bad. Their defense is loved. They got a great defense. The question remains. But does it? They're a 2 seed. They're loaded. They've been doing it all year. You know me, I'm not the biggest on the Big East, but we'll see. Can you get
Texas A&M though? I got to get Texas A&M out of there. I got to get Texas.
Can you get ASU in there?
How would that be possible?
I don't know. That's your job to figure out.
Well,
you need that mid-range frequency. A&M's not bad. They got Wade Taylor.
The same stuff that's putting St. John's in puts Texas A&M in, which makes a lot of sense, right? Like they're the same team. Maybe not exactly the same, but you understand what I'm saying.
No.
I can't get Texas A&M out of there, bro.
You just said it. You're not going to.
No, I'm not.
Which makes sense. They profile very similar.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But then again,
any shot making in Alabama beats St. John's. Hilarious.
You shocked?
No, St. John's has no shot making. Well, let's hope mid-range frequency matters the most, guys. All right. That's, again, I think
you could spend all day doing that.
We could sit here all day. You could sit here all day with this thing. This tool alone is so cool. So, all right. We have the primer, which we'll talk about in a second. We have the bracket builder. We have projections for every round 1 game. So these are already up. Every projection, every game, every projected spread. Go check it out. Memberships, I think, are $50 for a month, and you get all those things. The only thing you don't get is access to every live data point. The Bonnies and Moose's Sun Devils, tough. That's a little
Turkey Steve, what a name. I
I
haven't seen Turkey Steve in here in a while. So we did the value bracket. We did the bracket builder. Matchup analysis, we didn't really dive into that. You showed the projected scores, but the matchup analysis is a whole different animal when it comes to the pregame predictions.
So essentially that's like the matchup simulator tool. And you can create any matchup, but you can also very quickly go into San Diego State, North Carolina here.
I do like the custom matchups though, because you could look forward to some of your games as well. Of course.
Right? If you want to come back here and you want to say okay, what happens if Akron, I don't know, ends up beating BYU. And from here, you could very easily scroll through.
Is that even possible? It is possible. In the Final Four or the Elite Eight. Okay, so here we go.
There isn't is there any matchup combination that's impossible? No.
Yes.
Every theoretically, why?
Texas.
Any 2 teams of 2 regions should be able to meet in the final.
Oh, yeah.
Or in the Final Four. or within their region, there is a theoretical probability that any of the 6.
I was going to say Texas can't play North Carolina because they're all playing, but they both will win their playing and then make the championship. Yeah, I guess so, but never mind.
What I'm saying. Come on.
So here we go. Akron, BYU, and you can check it out like that. And you can do conference only too if you think. Probably wouldn't want to do it on this.
Now, I mean, my window's in a bad configuration to show this off tonight. I think if I even go, here, this is the mobile view now. Maybe a little bit better, but it's pretty good stuff.
Oh, scroll up a little bit. Where's it? A little down, a little down. I love the shot type stats. Or you just not like you can see. Oh, you lost it, but it's somewhere in there.
Again, which one? This one?
There it is. Yeah, I love that. Like, let's see. What does Akron do? They like to run in transition. They do 13%, 38 in the country in transition. They're okay at it, but BYU's great at it. Great.
BYU does not see any transition. No, they keep their opponents out of it.
Yeah, they are good. But they're the best isolation defense in the country. They don't see a lot of it, but
by PPP, and no one even runs it against them. But
there's a good defense. Think about it. You can beat them.
Wouldn't you want this frequency to be higher because you're not forcing teams into the defensive aspect you're good at? Like if you're good at defending the 3,
they're bad at defending 3. There's your key there's your chance to win right there. Yeah. Now, can they get the looks and hit enough of them? It's a question. And then you have to check the other thing because BYU's offense is pretty good. Whatevs.
They're pretty good. They're very good. Of course, you can also check out every single team page. Every team has a very detailed page that puts that information on one side of the matchup in one place. So if you don't really care for the matchup, you want to see their team stats, how they played in the Houston game. They lost by 20, expected to lose by 5. Well, what happened? BYU hit all their free throws. Cool. You can see the individual player markups. Sharp scored 26, expected to score 21. BYU expected to make essentially 4 more threes. Didn't hit anything at the rim, didn't hit anything in the mid-range. All this is available.
Yeah, really, now you read it. Houston actually kind of, after Sharp and a couple other things, they even out. BYU did not even out. It was a tough day. Tough day at the office. But that's the matchups.
Yeah, you can, and then the official matchups all have score predictions attached already. So the model is churning things out, telling you where the lines are. This is tomorrow. Yeah. So that's
a good game. Arkansas State was supposed to come out of the Sun Belt. St. Louis was really disappointing this year. I don't know if everyone's playing for them, but I know they got
I mean, if you're betting these games, you got to make sure you know what's going on in the portal. That's the only
true. It's like it reminds me a lot of college football.
Great.
College football playoff games. It's basically the same.
Yeah, no, it's hard. Transfers matter. All right. So I can barely talk, but we fought through 17 minutes. Hopefully another sleep tonight will help me for what we're going to be in Vegas in 48 hours, Moose.
Yes, you guys can come hang out. You can find me, Justin, and Maxwell pretty much all over the place. He's getting a phone call from his hand.
That was Vegas calling, baby. We're set. No, that's gonna be great. Hopefully I can talk.
You will be. If not, we'll figure it out. What else do we need to talk about? I think we've crossed it.
We're gonna spend the next 10 minutes on the primer.
Cool.
So projections are up. March Madness Live will be ready for premium members. Bracket Builders ready for all members. Value brackets going up, I think, either tonight or in the morning, which is our official shot quality bracket. And again, that weighs our prediction percentages against the market. So we go and we find out from ESPN and all these bracket sites, who picked what. And then we weigh that against our percents and we pick our bracket based off what has the best margin. So essentially it's like an EV plus bracket, which is pretty cool. It's probably not going to win any pools because it's going to be a little bit reckless, but it's going to call out some good upsets. It's going to give you some high leverage plays. I like it for early points. Agreed. And then I go chalk late. So
like I said, I like it for the upsets in the first couple of rounds, but then I like picking my champion with it.
Right.
Because you get your champion, you get a lot of points. But in these brackets, a lot of people get the same champion. Final four even, but get those early points.
That's what it comes down to, because everyone's going to have the same. I mean, again, unless we see something crazy, I mean, what? A good 75% of the field is going to have Duke, Auburn, or Florida. That's your three, right? Houston's going to come in at another 10%, 8%. So figure 83% is going to have the 1 seeds. And I think that's pretty fair. I think it's the 1 seeds around 85% to win it all. You could spin a wheel at 85% a lot and not hit that 15% for a few spins. So anyway, Moose, tell us a little bit about the primer.
The primer, oh boy, what's there not to say? 68 teams. It's got every bit of insight and analysis you could possibly think of when it comes to, in my opinion, what you can think of when it comes to a team.
How much you can think of, but
yeah, my favorite thing that it comes with, I mean, we're going to break it down in the next 10 minutes, is just a quick snapshot of their ranking on all the analytical sites. To me, that's huge because everyone has different opinions, and I like to go back and forth when it's Torvik, Hasla, the Net, us. I think I said KenPom, BPI, whatever it is, Evan Mia, if I didn't say that already. Well, guess what? We got it all in a nice little beautiful row there. So now I'm like, okay, Florida, are they a little overrated in shot quality? No. KenPom, no. They're a top 5 team. You're a top 5 team across the board. You get player analysis. You get coaches' profiles and overviews, score reports. Can we pull up some of the Florida one?
You just keep talking for like 2 seconds. I'll handle that, all right?
Okay, I'm going to keep talking. A fan sentiment on all of them, by the way. I think I knocked out the 16
Well, no,
seeds.
I think we did influencer.
Yeah.
Influencer, like fan reviews. We'll pull it up right now. I'm downloading it. So we just published the second version.
16 seeds, and I don't know if I'm a fan of American University, but I broke them down because they will be representing the Patriot this year. They also have a dude, I think his name's like Matt Ryan. I think that's Bo Ryan, something like that. He's like a 20 points per game guy. Matt Rogers, 3-time Patriot. Watch out for him. Just kidding. There's no chance they're going to win. But if there's a 16 seed to win, I think Norfolk would have the best odds. Anywho, primer time.
Primer timer. See how this is looking up here. 1 minute, please, as we get this set up for y'all.
Well, look at that, 287 pages. We weren't kidding. What is that? 287 divided by 68.
We kind of went above and beyond, folks. Oops. Hold on 1 second.
4 pages per team. Not bad.
No. Not at all. You just do the math on a calculator?
Well, yeah, and it was 4.22, and then I figured we have like a hook. So that page don't count. So
you're right.
And that page don't count.
All right. So we're going to go through the first 4 seeds. We're going to show you everything. We're going to talk through it. You're going to get the full reveal, the sneak peek. We're going to talk about what everything is. All right. So your ultimate March Madness companion, presented by us at Shot Quality with collaboration from Sportfolio Kings, who delivered this document last year. This is the second time around, the first look at a deep dive resource for college basketball, the postseason. Someone get me some god dang tea.
What am I getting? Top-down pulse checks on each team, coaching highlights for each team, advanced rankings and key statistics, comparative market rankings, easy to digest shot quality insights, live betting signals, top player skills. Actually, I like that the best because tomorrow I have a player draft and I want to make sure I'm drafting dudes that are good shot makers.
Good point. Yeah, I love
not good shot chuckers, shot makers on good offense. And I can get that. Like
so. What we did, what Sportfolio Kings did, and why they've done this is that they have this team factor DNA. So the easy things, like imagine it like you're in 2K and you're trying to understand your player, and it's like, okay, microwave, sharpshooter, the traits, the easy to understand types: lucky, good chemistry, faster, 3-point shots, effed if they get in foul trouble. That is literally on there. Bottom 40th percentile in depth, prone to scoring sprees.
That's a good
older
thing.
Than most,
Kill shots.
taller than most, ultra aggressive defense. So we have some custom signals that Sportfolio Kings has algorithmically created. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So ranking history is a really good one. We have the Ken Palm graph of a team's season from start to finish for every single team. You can also see a nice cross section of adjusted defense versus offense. And then very easy to start understanding their shot selection. So how good are they overall? How good are they from mid-range? How good are they from three-point range? How good are they at the rim, from post-ups, from free throws? All right. And then how many points per possession are they able to get? And how does that look? So this combination of these two graphs up here show you a little bit about, how effective they are in each shot type. So you can see now we get into some of the different half-court type sets, transition sets by comparison. Interesting to start taking a look at the shape of each team against their conference. You can see that Florida SEC kind of speckled across how each 3-point, distribution has looked this season. I'd imagine this is Auburn up here, right? So they're a little bit better on catch and shoots than they are in general. Not exactly adept in terms of the mid-range rank, but that's not the worst thing in the world. But again, if you run into a team that's going to make them take mid-range shots, now you can understand where maybe they're going to struggle. Right, Moose?
Right you are, Bob. Yeah.
All right.
We have the shot type point per possession. Here we go. The player analysis, which you just scrolled way past. I don't know why.
We're going to go into the first team. We're going to start with the south side of the bracket. Yeah. Okay. South side. All right. So we'll do the 1 seed here, the Auburn documentation. Get your screenshots out, take your pictures, whatever. Can we get a better? Should we go to a better view?
2 4 3 4 2 2 5 1 1 3. Average bench. They have 2 dudes that come off the bench to put up a lot of numbers. Other than that, what is that? Pettiford and Johnson. Top 10 percentile in experience. Chad Baker-Mazara is like 30, so I get that. Apparently, he has another year to play. He's good if he stays in the game. Avoid betting in game. That's good to know. Which kind of seems true because when they do lose their games, they kind of fall behind. It's just a wrap. Prone to scoring sprees. That's still great. Top percentile in 10-0 runs. Good chemistry. Believe that. I think that goes hand in hand with the veterans thing. Red hot from 3 and then shoot much hotter. God damn it. You know what I mean.
Anyways, shot much hotter than expected.
Which makes sense when you got a guy like Johnny Broom on your team.
Well, right. Because, and again, we can see that. We can go see that, right? We can go down here, check out what Broom's profile looks like. We'll get back to all that other stuff. But here he is. He is the second best player per BPR in the country. His shot-making skill is right around the 75th percentile. Nothing crazy. But again, you don't need the shot-making skill when you have the shot selection skill that he has, essentially. And the defense. I mean, look at those green defensive dots here. Pettiford, the only player that is not a above 75th percentile skilled defender, and he makes up for it as one of their more skilled offensive players. And, again, a point guard, so it's pretty important to have that offensive skill.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. They take a lot of good shots. You can see here the team possession quality, very easy to understand. 23% of their shots are bad, 27% of their shots are neutral, and 49% of their shots are good. That is 43% higher than the average team in Division I. Every team has this. You can see how good they are in their Bayesian performance rating. So Broom off the charts, Cardwell pretty good, and then they have a lot of offensive presence. So a little bit worse on defense here, as we saw with Pettiford. But, I mean, Johnson, Cardwell, Broom, Jones, Mazara, very, very tough scoring players to deal with, 5 of them. And like you said, Mazara's got the experience, so good luck here, man. Jesus. And this is against their RAPM margin. Ridiculous.
Dude, that is pretty gnarly. They're all in
And
that quadrant.
you can see that, like, yeah, Broom isn't super efficient, but he's so far over in the net plus contribution that it doesn't matter. He's that guy. So this is the type of stuff that you can get just by looking at fun pictures. You don't have to know anything. Just to trust the data.
So
let's see what else they got here. So easy, a moose could do it. Is actually the line we're going to be copyrighting.
That actually kind of is probably very true.
If I could do it, it's a good one, right? It's good. It's good copy, brother. And I love you to death, but you turned out to be the hottest live better through the month of February and March. So
it ain't done.
With our tagline. It ain't done. It ain't done. You're right. But you were Mr. Championship season, and I'm trying not to take that too personally. All right. You can see how good each team is at the play type compared to the grade out average in Division I. We talked about this already a little for Florida. This is play type frequency, and this is shot type frequency. So all this type of how much do they do things, how much do their peers do things, how good are they? So let's go check out some other teams. Huh? Let's go to what we want to do. Duke next. All right. Oh, we didn't read the quote for Florida, did we? Who did the quote? Who did Florida's
I can read the one for Duke.
Who did Florida's quote? Oh, Jordan. Nice. Did I say Auburn? Auburn certainly didn't end the season the way they would have liked to, but still retain the overall #1 seed. Auburn's elite on-ball defense is all over the perimeter, making you beat them over the 4th highest block rate in the country. Good luck. Offensively, Bruce Pearl is a master of the complex flex screening offense, but this version plays with elite spacing and shooting around Broom's gravity as both a scorer and passer, putting every defense they play in a bind. Top seed for a reason.
Did my quote get in there about American University? You know how much I just love American right now. Oh, Alabama State.
You should have.
Was it American?
What'd you say?
I just called them the best team I've ever seen in my life.
Go ahead and read it for the folks.
America. God shed his grace on thee. There's not a more American team in the NCAA tournament than the American Eagles, with the school motto for God and country.
Put some damn emphasis behind it, son.
For God and country, a real American would pick them to beat Duke. So is there a path? Well, first, they need to beat Mount St. Mary's on Wednesday. Then they'll need to be the highest-ranked team in the Ken Pom era. The third-ranked team in the Patriot League, American, was also considered the luckiest among teams in the conference. That's interesting to note. They're not the best team per our numbers in the American. There's the team that won the auto bid. And, well, however, they do have a dude named Matt Rogers, 6'9" forward. Rogers, a 3-time All-Patriot honoree, averaging 17 points per game, and shoots 40% from deep. All things are possible through God and country. Those guys could hoop. We won that game. We played it.
Sure, you did.
I don't remember.
So Matt Rogers, 50 burger loading. I don't think so, buddy. I hate to break it to you. What's the spread?
I think 20. Oh, it's not out yet. They got to win the first play.
You're right. Oh my God.
Probably be. What do you think it would be? 31, 29, somewhere in there.
Something like that. All right, we didn't talk about the schedule X-ray, and I want to leave all. I don't think we're gonna have time to do all 4. So we're already at 40 minutes, 35 minutes. I literally just need to save my voice for Vegas, so that's the reason why we'll cut it short. But let's talk about the schedule X-ray before we get out of here. Every single team, not only is it their full schedule, it's their shot quality score, it's how lucky they were, and why are these showing up as question marks? I'm assuming that's supposed to be more Lucky Charms. So just a small error. Nonetheless, it shows you their final margin, their shot quality margin, their net shot quality difference, how lucky they are, their ATS margin. They barely covered here. It shows you if they cashed, if they lost, so you can see like this Seattle, they won, but they didn't cash the bet. So you'll see over here, they lost the spread of -27. How much the bet splits are there, not really important, but if you like that stuff, like if you want to see like, oh, well, when 94% of the bet splits were on Duke, how did they do?
10-0 runs is nice, by the way.
This is cool. Yeah. The number of 10-0 runs allowed or not allowed is very cool. And again, this is for every game, every team. And I think this is cool. The line movement is there. So you can see like, all right, it opened 23 and it closed minus, and it moved probably from 21.5. Interesting. So you could find hooks.
Dude, Miami, holy shit, they beat them 89-54. Fuck. I just forget they're a team every once in a while, then I see that.
But all right. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Moose, any final comments? The value bracket will be up tonight, tomorrow morning. V2 of the primer is fully available. I'd like to just we have a little bit of me. I'm all over this thing, I think. Mr. St. John's Red Storm, of course, I was lucky enough to get my quote in there. I should have made them use my
Look
face.
at the picture. It makes me laugh every time.
That's from the Baylor game. That's from the Baylor St. John's game, by the way.
Oh, I know that. It was in what was it? Was it Maui? No,
Bahamar.
It was Bahamar. All I'll say is this: it's a lot of pages, so get in early, get your data right, get the value bracket, be ready for this March, and 25% off pretty much everything.
They let me write Omaha too.
In code March.
I did both in the matchup. I did Omaha and
That's actually pretty funny. I'm happy for Omaha, by the way. They got really into it this year. They got like the mayor jumping out of trash cans and stuff. Good for them.
You think they cover?
I do. And I'm not just saying that because my family's from Omaha, Nebraska. Actually, that's the only reason I'm saying it. But they also vibes. They got vibes. I know they're not big on shot quality, which you could go up and show. I don't think they're very big on the metrics anyway. But sometimes vibes and heart for 40 minutes just to cover, I think it's very possible.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of red. Okay, maybe not. The problem's going to be, well, I would check their offense out.
So like, look. So watch. Everyone at home, like try to remember where these graphs are, where these dots are on these graphs, right? Very much on the top end of here, this curve, and very much at the bottom end of here, this curve. So bad defense, some decent offense, bad net negative contributors.
A lot of red on their rankings, unfortunately.
And guess what? A lot of plus contributors, a lot of good offense, a lot of good defense. So again, go back down. Opposite side.
Yeah, but what you expect in a 2-15 match?
No, of course not. But I think, again, what the most important part about this thing is that you don't have to be a numbers whiz. You can just read the graphs. It is the most visually pleasing advanced analytics primer in the business. I wouldn't get up here and say it if I didn't believe it. If yours is better and you think you can kick us out of the pond off the king of the hill, let me know. I'm happy to say we're the second best one and give you your props, but I don't think so. So for me and my voice, for Musa, for the Omaha Mavericks, for Shot Quality, for Sportfolio Kings, for the most advanced analytics March Madness tooling in the business here at ShotQualityBets.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We will be live probably Wednesday night, hanging out, shooting the shit, talking about some bets. So we'll see you then. Thank you again for hanging, and we're just going to cut that stream short, baby. Go check out all on ShotQualityBets.com.
25% off code Mark.
Oh, really? Thanks, Moose. We got the code, and we'll see you next time.